everyone, welcome to Gospel Music USA. I'm Danny Jones of Singing News.
And this is Karen Peck Gooch of Karen Peck and New River.
And I'm Mike Lefevre of the Lefevre Quartet, and we're honored you're here. This is a special day.
Yes, it is. 250.
Woo!
Now, in fairness, that is not Karen's age.
Thank you for
Let's see
clearing
where we're
that up.
going here today.
I see where it's going.
Yes,
Yeah.
but this is program number 250 for Gospel Music USA, a program that began in August 2013, and here we are slightly more than 10 years later. What a ride.
10 years?
10 years.
It's been amazing. Y'all actually started, just the two of you, and then for some odd reason, y'all brought me on the scene.
We decided we needed some personality
Right.
in the mix.
Well,
Right, and comic relief.
well, I think it's more like comic relief, that's for sure.
But it contained right here in all of these papers and in this
Amazing.
binder are the scripts, or actually the outlines for all of the programs that we have done since day one. And Karen, you may not know this, but went back and counted the number of artists that have appeared on Gospel Music USA. Guess how many?
Oh, wow. I don't know.
You're not even going to take a stab
okay,
at
well, I
it?
guess 250 shows. I would say probably 100.
She did very close.
pretty
Very close. I'm impressed. You did well.
Thank you. Did you already know?
I knew.
Oh,
The actual
hello.
number.
We were holding out on you.
Right.
Okay.
The actual number of artists who have made guest appearances on the program is 90.
Oh, wow.
90.
Okay.
Of course, several artists have made multiple appearances, but 90 different artists have come along.
And you know what is amazing about that? If you think we usually record on Mondays and Tuesdays, so any of these artists that come into the studio are coming on their days off to do that. So that's a great testament to their ministries and to the outreach that this show has had.
Yeah.
And the sacrifices they made.
Right.
for coming.
Well, I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to go back to September 2015, and this was the very first television appearance of the Second Half Quartet. So, ladies and gentlemen, here is the Second Half Quartet with the Master Builder.
Here's the Master Builder.
Hey, you ready?
Love this song.
Are you
Yes.
excited?
I'm excited.
All right.
Jesus was a carpenter a long time ago. Joseph taught him all the things he needed to know. He grew up straight and strong, working on the shores of Galilee. He learned to use a hammer and he learned to drive a nail. And when he started building, it served him mighty well, 'cause he started on a building that stretched from sky to sky and sea to sea. Jesus is the master builder. He built his church upon the rock. He built it on a firm foundation, and the work will never stop. Jesus is the master builder. He takes the old and makes it new. He can take a life of sin, make it clean and pure again, and he can make a brand new you. Now he's back in heaven and he's building once again. He's working on a city called the New Jerusalem. It sits on 12 foundations according to the master builder's plan. The streets are lined with mansions for the saints to move right in. And when he's finished building, he'll come back again to take us to that city fashioned by the master builder's hand. Jesus is the master builder. He built his church upon the rock. He built it on a firm foundation, and the work will never stop. Jesus is the master builder. He takes the old and makes it new. He can take a life of sin, make it clean and pure again, and he can make a brand new you. Yes, Jesus is the master builder. He built his church upon the rock. He built it on a firm foundation, and the work will never stop. Jesus is the master builder. He takes the old and makes it
was the second half quartet. They're great as always. They are, God assembled a great bunch of guys there to do what they do.
And I think that was a fun song to start this,
You want to try that
Can we
again?
try that again? That was a fun song to start the show.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And, you know, now you're understanding why we have Karen on the program, because she's so serious about everything that she does. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Now we got to bring this up, Mike. Every time we are at a concert and somebody brings up Gospel Music USA, Mike and I hear this. We just don't understand why y'all pick on Karen so much.
Y'all keep bringing those comments in.
Let me tell you why. It's very, very simple. It's something called self-defense. Okay? This lady here, she's got all the smiles and all that stuff, and she probably makes you think that she is sweet and innocent, but let me tell you, she's not. She's not. Mike and I fight for our time here.
But I tell you, one of the best memories that I have of here is when we actually had her convinced, or partially convinced anyway, that she was actually a year older than she actually is.
Yes.
That was great.
You tried hard. Y'all spent
You
the
bought
whole
in.
show.
What,
You bought.
Yeah.
We know you bought in because you were talking to your sister about it. Okay?
Listen, but don't y'all believe a word they say.
Oh, no.
I wear a sign that says, "Go ahead and tease Karen," and but they give me a heart. Y'all would not believe the things that they say to me before when they're counting down 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. They'll say something funny, and they know that I'm not professional, and I will laugh. That is for sure.
That's why a lot of times when the program opens, you'll see Mike and I just
Yeah.
calmly introducing ourselves, and meanwhile, she's having a fit laughing.
I know.
Now you know why. Hey,
It's a lot of fun now.
Yes, it is. Yes, another group that came by and spent some time with us is a mutual friend of all of ours,
Yeah.
Scott Fowler,
Yes.
Legacy 5. And Scott is one of those group managers who's, ever since the beginning of Legacy 5 in the year 2000, he's always had a great group,
He
a
has.
lot of talent on the platform. And they came by not long after the second half quartet recorded with us, and they were featuring a lot of songs from their new album at the time. And here was a song that Scott still sings periodically today. When you go see Legacy 5, you may hear him sing this song. It's a medley, What a Happy Day.
Oh, what a happy time it's sure to be when Jesus is coming after me. I'll hear him calling me away from this old world forever to stay. And when I take my Savior's hand in that blessed promised land, gonna shout and sing through the endless ages. What a happy day. Oh, what a happy day. What a happy day that will be when we gather there. Oh, what a happy day. What a happy day when we climb those golden stairs. We'll see our loved ones gone before, James and John and a million more. Oh, what a happy time that's sure to be. Oh, what a happy day. And when I walk into heaven fair, see my blessed Jesus there. He'll place a crown upon my head, give me a robe of white to wear. I'm gonna walk on streets of purest gold. I'll live forever and never grow old. I'll shout and sing through the endless ages. What a happy day. Oh, what a happy day. That will be when we gather there. Oh, what a happy day. What a happy day when we climb those golden stairs. We'll see our loved ones gone before, James and John and a million more. Oh, what a happy time that's sure to be. Oh, what a happy day. Everybody will be happy. We'll be happy over there. We will shout and sing his praise. Everybody will be happy over there. Oh, yes, I'll live in glory, glory, by and by and by. I'll tell and sing love story, tell love story there on high, with my dear Redeemer there. No more, no more, no more to die. Yes, I'll live in glory, glory, by and by. When we all get to heaven, what a rejoicing that will be. When we all see Jesus, we'll sing and shout the victory.
I'll have a new home of love eternal where the redeemed of God shall stand.
There'll be no more sorrow, no more pain, there'll be no more strife.
Yes, in the likeness
In
of my
his
Savior,
likeness,
ready to live.
paradise. I'll have a new body, praise the the Lord, I'll have a new life. Oh, what singing, oh, what shouting on that happy morning when we all shall rise. Oh, what glory, hallelujah, when we meet our blessed Savior in the sky, the sky. Everybody's gonna have religion and glory. Everybody's gonna be singing that story. Everybody's gonna have a wonderful time up there. Brother, there's a reckoning coming in the morning. Better get ready, 'cause I'm giving you the warning. We'll have a wonderful time up there. Oh, what happy day that will be when we gather there. Oh, what happy day when we climb those golden stairs. We'll see our loved ones gone before, James and John and a million more. Oh, what a happy time that's sure to be when my Jesus we shall see. What a happy time that's sure to be. Oh, what a happy day.
Welcome back to Gospel Music USA. We're having so much fun here today. We hope you're enjoying the show. These are songs from the past shows that we've done.
We only had 249 shows to pull from.
Isn't that amazing?
It is. And,
yeah.
You know, Karen, you came in about year number 3, I think it was. Mike and I had got into a well-established routine, had everything down pat, and you showed up. So,
I know.
But we've enjoyed it. We've had a lot of fun at your expense, mainly.
It's been fun.
It has. But Mike, I mean, great story about when we had her convinced that she was a year older than she actually is, and she believed that. Don't let anybody tell her. Mike and I also have this nasty habit of right before the cameras turn on, Karen, where's this group from?
Oh, no.
And she'll say Hendersonville. And then we'll throw in the wrong state. So there are groups in gospel music today where people have no idea where they're actually from, thanks to Karen. Sevierville, North Carolina, one of our favorites.
Yeah. Karen, be sure to tell that Kingdom Heirs are from Sevierville, North Carolina. I said, here they are from Sevierville, North Carolina.
Okay.
Oh, that was brutal.
Okay, now Karen, right here, put on your glasses if you have to.
Yeah.
This was a group that has been on Gospel Music USA several times, and they come to us from the great state of
Alabama.
You got that right, Alabama.
They originated, they got their name from right here in Georgia, from Dahlonega, Georgia, which is the gold town, first gold rush in the United States. And this group is very special to Mike because you were a member of actually from Gold City for several years.
Back in the old days.
Yeah.
Old days.
So here we have Gold City. We know you're going to enjoy this. Gold City's going to sing for you, Bible-Loving Man.
Well, I'm a Bible-loving man. I want to know all that I can about my home up in the starry skies before the time has come for me to die. I'm gonna open up God's holy word and then I'll humbly say a little prayer. I'm gonna look into God's holy book and learn about my Jesus there.
Well, I'm a Bible-loving man. I want to know all that I can about old Adam and his lady Eve, who Satan found and he did deceive. Well, I'm a Bible-loving man. I want to know all that I can about old Noah and his traveling zoo, safe in the ark till the flood was through.
Well, I'm a Bible-loving
man.
I want to know
there. Well, I'm a Bible-loving man. I want to know all that I can about God's love for everyone, the God who gave his only son. I'm a Bible-loving man. I want to know all that I can about the world's Redeemer who died upon the cross. He was crucified.
Well, I'm a Bible-loving man. I want to know all that I can about my home up in the starry skies. For the time has come for me to die. I'm gonna open up God's holy word. Then I'll humbly say a little prayer. I'm gonna look into God's holy book and learn about my Jesus there. I'm gonna look into God's holy book and learn about my Jesus there.
That's one of gospel music's favorite quartets, Gold City, and they've been on the program many times.
Yes.
And of course, as Karen alluded to, you're very partial to that group, aren't you?
I am. I was there from 1985 until 1992, and some good years.
Yes, you did.
Those were great years,
All right.
great hits.
Yeah, we had some good songs.
Speaking of favorite people, one of the most beloved families to ever come along in gospel music was a family that called East Tennessee home, the Singing Cooks. Hubert, Jeanette, Ronnie, Donnie, and what was the other son's name? I just drew a blank right there. Anyway, the Cook brothers.
I know it.
Yeah, we'll figure it out in a few minutes. James, that was his name.
James,
Yes.
yeah. He's the oldest.
That's correct. But, you know, what we found out when the Singing Cooks visited us here that year, that would be the last TV appearance of Hubert Cook. Not long after that, he went home to his eternal reward. So we want to share this very special memory of the Singing Cooks with you right now.
Our next song, it talks about, I hope we walk that last mile together. Probably been the most requested song that we've had. I hope we walk that last mile together.
A home for our little one. We've known happiness and we've known some sadness too. We walked in the sunshine, we fought the stormy weather, and I hope we walked the last mile together. I hope we walk the last mile together, hand in hand. We can see the promised way. We've been through a lot of bad times, but our love is forever, and I hope we walk the last mile together. I remember when you first said I love you. I didn't know that a love could be so strong. And
we can see the promised land. We've been through a lot of bad times, but our love is forever. And I hope we walk the last mile together. And I hope we walk the last mile together.
Welcome back to Gospel Music USA, program number 250. It's been here quite a while, guys.
You know what is neat? I was thinking about this is if you look back over what we've just shown and as the variety of gospel music that we've had on the show and the people that we've had has been incredible.
It's been great. Let's go back to...
And the message is the same.
There you go.
It's
Very
all
good.
about Jesus.
That's right. By the way, that cake right there, Karen, I know that cake has
know I
been a
did that.
temptation to you.
Yes.
But we'll get to that in just a little bit because, folks, there's actually more of this program on the way. So, but before we take just a few minutes away from him, we're going to go back to program number 100 and pick up a song by one of gospel music's favorite families and also probably one of the most recognized songs in all of Southern gospel music. Here are the McCameys, God on the Mountain.
Life is easy when you're up on the mountain and you've got peace of mind like you've never known. But then things change and you're down in the valley. Don't lose faith, for you're never alone. For the God on the mountain is still God in the valley when things go wrong. He'll make them right, and the God on the good times is still God in the bad times. The God of the day is still God in the night. You talk of faith when you're up on the mountain. Oh, but the talk comes so easy when life's at its best.